What up, good people? You're on the mic with Mike, Mr. Mike, and this is Keep That Chair Spinning. Let's get it. All right, good people. Welcome back. This is episode 2 to Keep That Chair Spinning. As I said in the first one, man, hopefully this is just a podcast that's geared to helping some barbers that are just starting out, trying to figure out how to get their foot into the door, man, or just some barbers that's been in the industry for a little bit and just kind of find themselves stagnant or feel as if they're not getting any help from the barber school in their placement or how to get going or even the shop that they're at and just trying to figure it out, man. Hopefully I can give you ladies and gents some good information. So last week we tackled on how to get started and how trying to figure out who you are. Now I did say that one of the main things within the barber industry that is so lovely is that um, the main way of repeat customers is word of mouth. It's still true to the day, but we're living in a world right now to where we can't do anything without our phones. So social media is key, and that's just kind of what I want to tackle today. I want to speak on social media and kind of how to get yourself going and how to get your name out there and creating that buzz within that realm. Again, I want to let you know that it's not what you just live by. It's nothing that you want to put all your focus and attention on because it can be time consuming and you find yourself sitting here trying to um, answer so many messages throughout whatever different platform that you use. And we're definitely going to speak on that as well as far as what platform will fit you and what platform will be your best return value. That's one of the main things is not wasting time. You want to find what's going to work for you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to it. One of the main things when you're tackling your social media is you definitely want to be consistent. Okay, what does that consist of? That consists of making sure that you're posting a good amount, whether it's one picture for the week or 8 pictures for the week, but you want to make sure that you're posting it in a good manner, timely manner, because as you know, with all of the social media that they have the algorithm, which everyone knows is how you come across people's timeline is kind of how you interact with them and how they interact with you. So as much as you do with one or the other or they do with you, your pictures, your posts will come across their timeline more frequently. So you want to make sure that you're being consistent. Again, even if that's taking one picture and posting it one day out the week, you want to make sure that you do that weekly, and instead of posting one picture 1 week, taking 3 weeks off, and then coming back and posting 2 weeks, your algorithm gets jammed up, and that's kind of why you're not seeing as much likes and all that good stuff as much as you would like. So you want to make sure that you get consistent in posting 2 pictures a week, even if that's Monday and Wednesday you're posting, and then the next week it's Tuesday and Thursday. If you're gonna do 2 pics a week, you just want to make sure that you continue to do 2 pics a week. One of the main ways to get that going is to take a bunch of pictures. Okay, if you know you have a slow week or if you know you have a slow day, however many customers you kind of know that you have, if you know you don't have one customer after another, take that time with that one customer. Ask them, hey, do you mind if I take a couple pictures? Do you mind if I take a couple videos? And just take your time, you know what I mean? Any is plenty. So even if it's 10 pictures and you take 2 different videos, go ahead and do that. Me, I'm not big on the filters. That's something to be mindful of because, you know, yeah, it looks good when you're posting it, but you're going to have those crazies that come in and like, yeah, I want you to do my hair like this. And now you got a filter on it and they can't tell how your fade actually is, or when once they get done, you're like, well, it don't look like the picture. It's like, well, I had a filter on it. Some of them just aren't smart enough to recognize that. So just be simple. Keep it as simple and as original as you can. Portrait mode is a plus. I love it. Um, Definitely you want to make sure that you get all the lighting that you can because it definitely helps out. But just take as many pictures as you can, take as many videos as you can, and take it from different angles, high, low, left, right. One of the main things about that is because if you end up having a slow week, which it happens to all of us, no matter how long you've been at it, especially coming off of a holiday week or a holiday month, that next week, 9 times out of 10, is going to be slow because everybody has crammed in trying to get in after Easter, after Christmas, holidays of those such. So uh, you can take one picture that you did 2 weeks ago, and you can go and get a whole different angle and post that on another week, and people will think it's just a new cut. So that's something that you can do just to kind of keep your consistency going. If you feel like you ran out of pictures, boom, now you got this whole another side of the head that you didn't post that you can post now. So be mindful of that. That's definitely a great cheat code. I think one of the other things too is, like, even if you go back from 6 months ago, you can go grab something that you posted 6 months ago, recapture it, especially if it's another side of the head, go ahead and you can repost that. I mean, again, the main thing is just getting your product out there, getting it in front of the consumer, getting in front of the customer. Because again, it's the word of the mouth. They may be scrolling and they be like telling their homeboy or whoever, man, this is a fire cut. Did you see this? To them, thanks to the algorithm, that may be their first time seeing it. So you just want to make sure that you're getting out there in front of the people. I had the same thing happen to me a week ago. I reposted an old picture. Mom ended up seeing the little mohawk on that kid, thought it would look good on her son. Boom, came in, I want that cut. So it doesn't hurt to go back and get some old pictures and repost them. That's what the slow weeks are about. You wanna put yourself out there in front of the people and keep yourself on their mind. Now, one of the things that you also can do is just to not overwhelm yourself is you can schedule your posts. It's definitely a time saver. It rids you of all that anxiety and all that good stuff. Me, I use Business Suite. I've been messing with Business Suite for about a year and a half now, 2 years. It is free. They do have a couple ones out there that's free as well. You have Hootsuite, you have Buffer, and then you have Later. Now, all of them do start off free, and all of them do allow you to pay for a more premium aspect. But I mean, it's not free. It's not a big deal. If you can get it for free, I just go ahead and do that, get the bare minimum. The only thing I don't like about Business Suite anymore is they used to have the recommended busiest times for you to post, which would be 2:30 after kids were getting out of school, or 10 o'clock when most people at work were kind of taking their first break. But it doesn't do that anymore. But I just kind of remembered those certain time frames, and so when I do schedule my posts, I try to do it around those times. But that's just me. I use Business Suite. When I do have some downtime again, or even on my off days, I'll go and I'll schedule for the week, and that just takes out of the worry of me trying to figure out, oh, did I post this week, or man, I didn't meet my quota, like I need to post one, and let me go in here and rush, and then I mess up what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to caption. So just something to think about. Also, when you're going about, you need to try to figure out how to build the bond, the connection with your people that are on your timeline as well. When you're dealing with a lot of small business owners, we all love to help one another out. It's the same thing with another barber. Like, if you do see another barber that's on the other side of town or whatever, man, don't congratulate, man. Don't hate. Like, we got enough people hating on us as is. Like, go ahead and reshare another barber's post, man, and tell somebody, hey, if you're out in Florida, or if you're out in Tennessee, man, go check this barber out. I mean, what's wrong with it? It's not hurting your business. So when you just think about other small businesses or some of your close friends, that's how the circle works. It starts on the inside. Go ahead and reshare a couple of your best friends' posts and all that good stuff, because eventually they start repaying it back with some of your cuts and some of your business modules that you end up putting out there. Whether you're saying, putting a haircut with it, and you're saying, hey, today I got a different special going on, come see me before 3 and get $5 off, $10 off. Like, they'll go reshare it, and they'll come see you as well. So it's cool to go ahead and start that little inner circle and just kind of reshare some posts or retweet whichever little platform that you may be on. But any chance that you get, reshare another person's information, man, and hopefully they'll turn back and they'll do it for you as well. Now when you start to get a little more detail with your posts, it comes down to your hashtags and your mentions and what different places you're tagging. Some may think that it's an actual science to what hashtag you put on. To me, it's not really true. Just one of the main things I always try to put on is what people would be looking for within your business is what barbershop, beard, haircut, fade, so some of those hashtags you can put on, of course, what your name is. I put Mr. Mike, I put the barbershop, King's Throne. So if anybody's searching up actual hashtags, once you continuously put that hashtag out there, it'll pull up and boom, they got you. Now they can go click on your information. One of the main things that I did do as well starting out is I would tag other businesses in the surrounded area. That way, if that person was looking for that place of business and your haircut pulled up to them, they were like, I mean, it's actually a pretty good cut, even though I was looking for some hamburgers. This bald fade looked pretty nice. I wonder where that's at. And they can pull it up and see all your information, your hashtag, and like I said, it says Kingstone Barbershop on there. Well, now it's going to show that it's 3 doors down from the burger spot, and now they can come check you out. Hadn't done that in a while, but that was definitely one of the main things that I started out. Apartment complexes that was in the area, car washes. I tagged it all. So just something to kind of think about, because again, once you start putting your buzz out there and you start getting the algorithm of your own hashtags and such, like, people will catch on to that, and it's pretty cool. You'll start seeing the different likes and people that you wouldn't even think should be liking it, but or they come in and they say, yeah, I was literally searching up a burger spot and I saw your haircut on there. So it's something like that, man. Pretty simple. One of the main things too is you want to be able to find your niche. When you're getting into posting and figuring out what social media avenue you want to take, you need to try and figure out what platform works for you. There is no right or wrong. For me, there's not one that works greater than the other that I say. But for me, Instagram is just the one that I spend my most time in trying to post on. Instagram is what it's supposed to be. It's just straight pictures. You don't really have to put a whole bunch of captions in there. You don't have to get too fancy with it. For me, I feel like with Facebook, you may end up having to do too much. And so for me, Facebook just doesn't work as well. I spend a lot of my time on Instagram. But you need to figure that out for yourself and try to figure out where you interact more on. Is it Facebook? I'm not a big fan of Snap. I just don't feel like Snap really gets the job done either. I feel like it's more of a conversation piece, so I don't have Snap. I don't have Twitter, but Instagram, as I say, Facebook. I can't even think about the other ones, but those are just the main two that I will use. But like Facebook is kind of more of a family thing, so I try not to hound a lot of my family about my business. I may go through there every so often and post a haircut, or some of the other guys in the shop their haircut, just to let them know that availability is there if anybody should be looking for it. But I try to keep Facebook just as my family event, and I try not to hound too many people on there. By now they know what I do. Again, being at it for 10 years, so the link and all that good stuff is on the information page and all that. So I keep my Instagram for my business, because that is what works for me. That's what I've had many people come back to me and say, yeah, such and such, I sent me your information through Instagram and I saw a couple of your cuts, and so I just wanted to come check you out. But again, that's me, to each their own. This is one of the things that's going to take some time. You have to figure out where you start to see some of your feedback on, where you're seeing your likes and your follows and all that good stuff. But it doesn't hurt to put your phone number out there either when you're making your posts, especially if you're just starting out, or your booking link. Same thing within my Instagram. When you go to the homepage, the booking link is in the bio. You can get in touch with that. That way you ain't got to try and chase me down. Again, it's another thing that we'll speak about with our boundaries and your business hours and what time you want to cut everything off. Again, you don't want to be answering phone calls at 10:30 about something from 2 weeks from now, when they can get in, when they can simply hit the link in the bio and be done with it. So just find your niche, find what platform is going to work for you, and just trying to tackle at it. Go be consistent in it. But it starts again with just your slow days, when you don't have a lot of hits for that day, or you don't have a busy week. I'm talking about every single cut, take pictures. Again, close up, far back. Be like the meme with the dude outside the barbershop taking a picture, but take as many pictures as you can, many angles, because it is the same thing like what a lot of people say, trust the mirror. Like your barber instructor would tell you, trust the mirror. When you want to look back, you want to make sure that edge up or that fade is on point. It's the same thing with the camera. You can look at that you can look at that haircut and give the customer the mirror and they be like, yep, looks good. But I promise, if you sit there and you take a picture and you go look at that picture, you're gonna be like, oh man, I actually missed something. I can kind of come back. So trust your camera as well. It costs you an arm and leg anyways. We're taking mortgages out on these cell phones these days. So take a picture, look at it, see if it's something you do want to actually keep. But that's why I say just take 10 pictures per head. You can trust in that, and once you go back and sit back down and you figure out what you want to do, you can figure out which picture actually looked the best, and you'll have it from different angles. And again, on a slow week, you can post that other side of the head, other side of the cut, and it's just something to go off of. So be consistent, take a bunch of pictures, think about which one you want to use within scheduling your posts, take away all that anxiety without being overwhelmed, and just figure out what platform is going to work for you. Again, for me, Instagram, you can find me on there, Mr. Mike, but you just got to figure out what's going to work for you guys. So that's it. We're going to wrap this one up. Again, I appreciate your patience riding with me, and we're going to get back to it. Y'all keep that chair spinning. Holla.